This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Uranagi, rock bottom, bookend, whatever the hell you want to call it. Is it enough for Williams?
Whoa,
He just
man.
get kicked out.
Didn't get all of it.
And welcome to a special edition of Didn't Get All of It, where we'll be reviewing NXT Battleground 2024. I had to say the year because there's more than one of them. I am not alone. Joining me is one Paul Griffin.
That's right. But are we going to be talking about this show in a year? We'll see.
Also, we got a wild Kody that appears.
Yes, I am here on the ground, ready to battle.
Yes. And for those of you who are new to us here at Didn't Get All of It, join us weekly on your favorite podcasting app. And don't forget to tell a friend. So subscribe wherever. And if you want more information about Didn't Get All of It, you can go to fatal4pod.com. And remember, you got to spell out 4. It's not the number. It's the whole word. Four. Fatal4pod.com, to where you can find other many ways to support the show by joining our Patreon exclusively and whatnot. And just all the things, all too pertaining, all on fatal4pod.com.
Yeah, like Meta 4, Four.
Which they didn't have a lot of presence on the show like I thought they would, but
That's good.
hey, I digress. Anyway,
That act is whack. I don't understand why people are into it.
well, I think I like the parts that is made of. You have a veteran, of course, in Noam Dar. You have a potential star in what's his name?
See?
I want to freaking, because you're right.
Yeah, what number in Metaphor is he? Is he Meta 2?
I think Meta 3, because
They do have a little
Jakara-
order that they come out in with the little Powerpuff Girl colors.
Or a
might be
Mensa
3 or
is what
4.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
say
that guy.
3, because Jakar and Lash is 1 and 2. Those are interchangeable. They can either be 1 or 2, whatever order you want to put those in.
Wow, I think that's problematic to say.
Why?
I don't know.
See, you're just making shit up now.
Probably
Anyway,
shouldn't talk about people as being interchangeable.
all right, now you're just making things up.
Unless it's like the Bella twins when they were doing Twin Magic.
All right. The first
Except
match on this card.
They were doing change. They were actually changeable though, because they would switch.
The
out
first
with that.
match on this card, god damn it, is the ladder match
And there's
for
the
the
Usos.
inaugural.
They're not interchangeable. Well, maybe they are interchangeable.
Paul, would you stop so we can start this fucking shit?
What about the dicks? Don't forget the dicks.
I'm gonna mute you, and you're gonna
Did the
go on
did the
without
Dicks do Twin Magic?
Maybe the Basham
What about
brothers sure did.
What about the Killer Bees? You want to?
They're not even really related. How did the Basham brothers do Twin Magic? They're not even
Hey,
related.
bald white guys all look the same.
True.
B-Rob, you want to tell
Point.
us about the show, or you want to let me
I'm
keep interrupting
trying.
you?
I'm trying. God
Yeah,
damn
get
it!
the show together, B-Rob. What are you doing?
Hold the
Speaking
fort
of-
down.
Yeah, speaking of people who aren't
Metaphor?
interchangeable or the same or whatever, we have the ladder match for the inaugural NXT Women's North American Championship,
Well,
which
I will hang on. I will say that their theme songs are very interchangeable.
because
there's-
they're probably done by all the same people.
There were 6 songs that were played here, and they all sounded virtually identical, which is the proper terminology to use when talking about something in the UFC Apex. How'd y'all like the way this looked, by the way? I thought it was actually pretty cool. I don't know why they
Seemed
went there.
NXT. It seemed NXT to me. It just
Yeah.
felt the same.
It really didn't feel special. Like I thought, when they first announced it, I was like, "Oh, that'll be cool." Like I wonder how it'll be set up. But then when the show started, I was like, "This just looks like the NXT arena." Like this really doesn't feel special at all. Watching this whole show, it just felt like I was watching.
I
Tuesday
thought
night
it looked better than the
television
NXT
program.
arena because they were able to do like bowl shots where there's people all around the ring, as opposed to NXT where it's like less than half a building or something.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess that
3 sides as opposed to 4.
I think this only fit like 700 people. Is what I saw.
If you look at how the UFC normally sets it up, it fits like 30 people. So they did a pretty good job with the room. I thought, outside of the fact that I didn't need to go there, but it was brand synergy that they could do, and it's nice that NXT's not in front of the same Florida crowd. It didn't feel necessary. I wonder if they're testing it out for like a future home base.
Possibly. I mean, it would save money because they wouldn't have to rent the place that they got now. They can just do it in house because it's all the same shit.
Well, don't they own the Performance Center?
I thought it was a separate place from the Performance Center, though.
No, I think it's in the PC still.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I don't know.
I don't either. Anyway, that's something for another time. I thought it was fine, just unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, I think the match, because, it had a purpose, but for what it was for was, not needed. They didn't need this title, but since they had a match for it, it was pretty damn good. I mean, Lash Legend was looking great. Freaking Jada Parker was looking great. I mean, all these women looked great.
The B stands for be tugging your pud all show.
Well, I regret to inform you that the B is no longer present. I have to drop the B for legal reasons.
What?
More information on that will be revealed to come.
Do I need to change the website?
What?
I am no longer B Rob. I am no longer B Rob. I am Rob. So we can just drop the B.
I don't like that.
Hold on. Is this a shoot? Because
next you're going to tell me Kody doesn't spell his name with a K.
Apparently, my card for blackness has been revoked. Therefore, I can no longer sport the B in front of my name.
Well, that's not what it stands for. So,
I was going to say, is this like a Michael Jackson situation? Are we going to have to start calling you W Rob?
No, that's not a Michael Jackson situation. And it probably could have been like, you could have said Prince because he had to change his thing for legal reasons. He couldn't be Prince. He could be the artist formerly known as Prince, but not Prince.
You could be the podcaster formerly known as B Rob.
See, we could have went there, but Kody went Michael Jackson because I'm white.
So let's talk about this match. We'll figure out whatever you're talking about later.
Battleground, Rob.
Yeah. Battleground, this ladder match for the North American title. I think they did need this title because they have too many women in this company and only one belt to fight over.
You heard that right, folks. Paul thinks there are too many women.
Yeah, there's too many.
I mean, the majority of NXT roster is women. And like I've said for years, and I will continue to say until they do it, NXT should be an all-women show.
It feels like it sometimes. I thought, everybody did show up looking good here. Fallon specifically looked like she was trying to go to the main roster.
Yeah, she looked totally different.
Her gear was crisp. Looked
Cowboy
like some
hat.
money was spent on it. Yes, cowboy hat, official. She wore one to the ring. But I thought she looked awesome. Once the match got underway, at one point Sol Ruka almost killed Michin with a suplex.
Roku is what you were watching this on.
No, it wasn't. I have an Apple TV. I'm not poor.
Hey, I watched it on Roku.
That's what I said.
Well, there you go.
God damn it.
I got Apple TVs all over the house, Kody.
How many do you need?
One for each TV.
One for each TV.
How many TVs you got?
One for each room.
Yeah, we're getting
there.
there.
How many rooms you got?
1, 2, I think there's only 3 TVs in the house at the moment, but there should be more soon. Anyway.
Yeah, they all showed up for this match. They all did their thing. Like
there was a part in this match where Kalani was draped over the top of the ladder. And
I already knew what was going to happen.
This was kind of, it looked like it felt pretty good to me. But
yeah,
someone grabbed her legs and someone else grabbed her arms on the opposite side and just stretched her, like just pulling her apart and over the top of the ladder. That was pretty bonkers. At one point, there was a spot where everyone picked up Lash Legend and chucked her over the ring through a bridge ladder that did not break, which completely
And
took Lash out of the match.
Yeah, she fell ass first, which I mean probably was a soft landing. I thought that's what you was alluding to earlier.
I'm surprised it didn't break the ladder then.
Hey, butt shouldn't be hard all the time, I guess.
Yeah, but they could be big enough to break a ladder.
True. You're right. Because I thought that Jada Parker was gonna put her cheeks through Kalani through that ladder that she was draped over in the corner. So yeah, maybe.
Well, my wife was also acknowledging the vastness of butts in this match. So
yes,
you're not alone
cheeky.
there.
Very cheeky.
There was an awesome Soul Snatcher combo with Sol Ruco doing her. She did it once the regular way in the corner, and then turned around and went to the ladder and did another one.
Yeah, in succession, which was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find it kind of ironic that on Collision, the person that created that variation of that move was on Collision in a squash match. Didn't even get to do his own move. So,
I mean, who's to say that even like if a tree falls in the woods, if a person appears on Collision, did it really happen?
it did because I saw it and I just acknowledged it. So it did happen.
Who are you talking about?
Dante Leon. He's the guy that created the move that
Who?
So Ruka. Yeah, it was a setup for you to say who. I just told you who you asked who it was, motherfucker.
Yeah, but like you can't just
No way
make
that's a
up
real
names.
person. Yeah.
I guess you can just make up names and put them on Collision because that's what they do most of the time.
Yeah. But
So Kalani won after she did the split-legged moonsault that RVD does, which she calls the one of a kind, which I think is very fitting, but also doesn't make a lot of sense because RVD used to do it. So it's not one of a kind. It's actually two of a kind. But she hit a split leg moonsault on Michin, who was laying on a ladder, and then climbed up and grabbed the belt. So she's the first North American champion. I did not know who would win this match. I had no idea. But I think it's a fitting option.
Yeah, especially if he's going to be down there for a little while longer or whatnot. I had money on Jada Parker for internet acclaim, and then I also had money on Sol Ruka just because of the flips. But I'm not mad at this.
I was shocked at how well this match went. It wasn't clunky at all. Everyone got their shit in for one, but it was actually really good. There weren't issues. I was expecting, 5 people to just get lost and bumped into each other at one point, but they really showed up. It was great.
Yeah. And we
good way to kick off the show.
Interested on your opinion on them, I guess, continuing the tradition and carrying it on over to the women's division now of the North American title being the blackest title in wrestling.
You're right. And a lot of the people,
I mean, right? Like of all the title lineage in the WWE, I think the North American title has had the most black champions. It's like,
and then I think like
really interesting.
Per this match, it was like majority black people. Kalani Jordynn, Sol Ruka is half black. Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, you don't count that one. Jada Parker, and Michin is also half black. So
we'll have to see where Fallon Henley lands on the February Black History Month.
She wasn't there. I looked.
Tweet that they send out every year. They just sometimes randomly has white people on it.
Do you think that it's intentional at all?
What,
or
to be half black?
Think, no. the booking of the North American title that they tend to give as black people a lot.
I don't think so.
Like, do you think it's just a pure coincidence that it's just,
yes,
they're the best for the job and they get it, but like
it's pure coincidence.
I think I don't think there's any thought put into it. I think this is the roster they have, and these are the people they picked to do it. It's not we got to do it because they're black situation, or hey, we need a white champion. I don't think that comes up in discussions.
Yeah.
No,
now that Vince is gone, especially, I don't think it does. I think it actually absolutely came up a lot during certain periods of time in WWE, but I don't think it's happening today. I mean, there's been plenty of times where they needed a Mexican star, and you can see how many times they tried and ended up with like Del Rio, who wasn't a star, and Andrade, who isn't a star, and they've tried.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Eric Escobar. People forget Eric Escobar, not a star. So yeah, there are definitely times where he said we need a Mexican on TV, but
Right.
I don't think that's the way they're handling things today.
But it's like, why aren't we seeing more black NXT champions or world champions? Like,
Also to your point,
The
Kody.
NXT champion is black,
Yeah, Kody.
no, I mean, yeah, but
and he won it from someone who was black.
Out of the 22 title holders of the North American Championship, 9 of them have been black.
And sometimes Finn Balor was black when he was NXT champion. He wore the face paint, so like that kind of counts. I think you're just piecing together something in your head right now.
Well, no, it's been talked about on the internet. Yeah, it's been talked about on the internet.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, specifically black people, and like being proud of that title and its representation and stuff like that. And I think that's cool.
I don't believe it's intentional representation, but I think that makes it even better.
Right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be intentional. It should just be.
Yeah. But we've officially talked about that match longer than the match actually was. Next on the card is the NXT Tag Team Championship match featuring the OC versus the defending champions of Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Man, I'm about to get back on the OC train because
You
they
thought it
looked
was
like
good?
I thought this was real good, and it looked like they wanted to be
Really?
there. Yeah.
I don't
There
know.
was a spot early in the match where Axiom, I think, was going for a springboard, and Anderson just raced him to the ropes and pushed the rope away, which I thought was tremendous. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's so basic, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I noticed that spot too is that veteran IQ. I mean, that's all I can say about it. I mean, it was really a really good moment.
Yeah. This was a very fast match too. The fact that they kept up. I don't know. My hunch is that they've just been so poorly utilized and they don't care to show up and do it. 3-minute match on Raw or something.
But
so when they get time, they're like, let's go show them.
Yeah, but this is the thing also, or whatever. I feel like, professionally, we're not talking about from a consumer's angle or whatever. I'm talking about from me doing the work. If it was me, you would want to get paid as much as you can to do less. And I kind of feel like that's how it is with these two. Hey man, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna get paid. And if I have a match, it is what it is. I mean, I really don't want to, but I'm gonna get paid regardless. So fuck it, It's just like there's not a lot of motivation between the two and whatnot. I mean, especially like if you talk about these two specifically, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson has the potential to be top 20 in any company, but I think it's just the lack of motivation, just the fucking bullshit that I was just talking about. Whatever, man.
What I'm saying is they seemed motivated tonight. And more recently, Carl Anderson has seemed very motivated in a couple.
Carl Anderson, yeah.
Couple times he showed up. I think, I don't know maybe they got a pep talk. Maybe everyone's happier that Vince is gone or something. Because even Natalia's like, she seems motivated and wants to do cool shit. So maybe there's just something in the water back there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This match didn't do anything for me.
And you know what? I'm gonna lean toward your comments because it's the OC. I like Carl Anderson out of the two, but as a pairing of these two, I don't really care for them. I'm not saying this match was bad, but it's just a matter of personal taste for me. It's just like whatever.
Really good.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, that's what I said. I'm not saying it's mad.
Axiom
and Frazier are
cool
good
stuff. Yeah, like they're good and they did some cool stuff, but it really like you could put anybody in the OC's position here and the match would be the same. And I just felt like there was really nothing spectacular here and completely forgettable.
And what I would say about this match, since Axiom and Frazier have been tag team champions, this is their first definitive win. Every other match that they had where they had to defend their titles, it ended with shenanigans. Freaking Tyler Bate and old boy interrupting because of some other shit, or just some other shenanigans in the other title match that they had. This is the first match that they've won clean without any shenanigans.
Well, good for them. It was nice because there was plenty of shenanigans throughout the rest of the night. So,
yeah. And then I also want Nathan Frazier to get his dream, to live his dream of wrestling Seth Rollins, the man who trained him.
I'm sure that will come.
Mm-hmm.
He gave off very much please replace Ricochet with me vibes in this match.
You did say that, and I was like, well,
he was really, really showing off. Which
I
is
can't
fine
wait
by
to
me.
talk about that. Yeah,
we'll get to that at the later pod.
Mm-hmm. Next on this, we would have our NXT Underground match, not in an octagon, but it would be Lola Vice versus Shayna Baszler. Thoughts?
I got plenty.
I thought this was pretty. Well, go ahead, Paul. Well, I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought Shayna's boots were cool as hell.
Yes, her whole gear setup was nice because it looked like she stumped the blood out of someone's face and it got splattered all over her gear. I like that.
She did like white gear, but the lower portion, like below the knees, was just covered in blood. Like that seems. I think they've gotten looser with their just violence in this company. Like there's very much a time where they like you couldn't say you would kill somebody. Blood was kind of frowned upon, and it sure feels like they're much cooler with all of that now.
Yeah, because it's not like a AEW thing every week somebody bleeding. It's just like sparingly, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the match was fine.
Cool. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. Like it's not even like it doesn't even look like it doesn't look bad. It almost looks legit. Like it looks pretty fucking real.
Like she was really stomping some grapes in this bitch.
Maybe. Yeah, the match revolved around Shayna messing up her knee, and they kind of worked a match around her busted up knee. And I thought it was good for what it was. I think fake MMA looks so sloppy and uninspired.
Yeah,
because
fake fighting in general in professional wrestling looks
awkward. I mean, all professional wrestling's fake fighting, but like they're faking a shoot. And
it's never
it doesn't look like they're trying to win because they're not. They're trying to tell a story.
Yeah, it's always been a problem booking these style of matches because it's like, okay, if in pro wrestling, like even just like the finish of this match, like she won by a bunch of hammer fists to the face, and it's like, okay, why doesn't Lola Vice do that in regular wrestling matches?
Yeah, it's legal.
Like,
I mean,
that clearly works. So do that, and then like presenting like having her locked in an ankle lock for a long time while like doing these like other shoot moves. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it's just wrestle logic I don't like.
Yeah, there's no place for MMA and pro wrestling. They're two different sports. Don't try to combine them.
It certainly doesn't work. Like I like when their stuff is inspired with it, but as we're gonna have a shoot fight, and this is someone who did think Raw Underground was very cool. And I will say that
also
NXT's they've done a good job with it, but I think it would have been better with just as a wrestling match. You could have done the exact same match in a ring.
Yeah, you could have had a lumberjack match here. You could have just had a falls count anywhere match here. You could have had just a Extreme Rules match here. Last man or woman standing, something gimmick like that.
I guess there was one weird part in the match where Shayna took a back fist and fell into the, I guess, lumberjacks.
Yeah.
And it would look like it was supposed to be a KO. And even Lola was like, hey, that's a knockout. And they're like, well, you got to beat her in the ring. Like, so the idea is you can knock someone out, but if they're out of the ring, they can just come to and get back in.
Yeah.
And it also seems like, referee kind of fumbled that thing or whatnot, because it's just like these two both have freaking fight experience or whatever. She's like, I recognize this as a knockout. Why can't you call the match? Because this match would be called by referee stoppage. That could have been referee stoppage as well.
Yeah, could have been. There was something else here that I wanted. Oh, at one point Shayna starts beating up the people around the ring, which leads to, I guess, enough of a distraction for Lola to shove her in a way where her head bangs against the steps and kind of knocks her out. Is the implication.
She tripped over.
She tripped.
She body.
Yeah, she tripped over somebody that she knocked out previously.
I thought she shoved him though.
No,
I thought she was shoved over.
No, it was like a combination. She like lightly shoved her, and she fell back, but then like she tripped over the body and smacked her head into the steps.
Yeah,
which was hilarious.
After Lola gets in the ring and ground and pounds and ref stoppage, and then she has all this energy to shake and dance. I guess that's what she does. She does butt shakes. I feel like everybody in this company shakes their butts.
She said she was going to do it.
Yeah, but then like everybody else did it too. I don't like it. Everything in this company's butts.
You don't like butts? What's wrong?
I like butts. I also just don't want all these butts in my wrestling all the time. Get these butts out of here. Coming up after the break, we're going to get into the rest of the show, including the North American Championship match, the women's champions of NXT and TNA going head-to-head, and the World Championship match between Ethan Page and Trick Williams. Right after this.
And we're back. Let's talk about the next match on the card, which is Obafemi versus Wesley versus Joe Coffey for the North American Championship.
No butts in this match.
Yeah, but Obafemi showed out, and I liked it.
but there was some ass.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Gallus did show up at a certain point.
Yeah, Gallus' ass.
Okay, all right. I was kind of holding my breath on who you was going to call ass, but I agree.
I thought this match was not as good as the last PLE triple threat North American title match with Dijak and
look at the caliber. Do you think it was because Coffey was in it, or was it just the it was just an overall better match?
I just think it was an overall better match. Josh Briggs, that's who it was. Dijak and Josh Briggs. It was better dynamic. The three big guys, kind of a Haas fight. Wesley being kind of the smaller two. I don't know. I didn't really. There was like a couple cool spots, but I do think Obafemi is kind of a one-trick pony. I think he does a bunch of power bombs and some impressive feats of strength. But outside of that,
what you need for a big man, though, right?
That's a lot of tricks for a pony that only does one.
But they're two of the same. It's like he just felt like every time he did a move, it was a power bomb or some variation of that. And
at one point, he chucked Wesley off the from the top rope.
Yes, no, that was very
the ceiling onto Mr. Gallus.
That was wild.
But beyond those kind of things, he doesn't really have much.
The double stalling suplex.
Yeah, he suplexed both guys.
Stalling.
Yeah, again, feats of strength, cool. But I just feel like he needs to work on the in-between stuff.
I mean, it's hard to work on.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but it's hard to work on in-between stuff when you're in a triple threat. That you can't really work the in-between when you got two other motherfuckers doing shit.
You can tell in between. They've done that before, but they've done it with veterans.
Yeah. Anyway,
this match did center around Oba throwing everybody around quite a bit.
The freaking power bomb toss where he just flipped the guy in the air, twisted him, and slammed him down. Wild shit. It's just
he did a pop up power bomb to Joe Coffey on the apron, and then Wesley did a senton to the outside and just got caught
him.
And then powerbombed into Joe Coffey.
Yes, I don't give a shit what Kody talk about. I like all that shit.
Yeah, I thought this was cool. Then Gallus showed up and took out Oba for a minute so they could do the their favorite thing where the guy rises behind them and it's like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that, and then Oba took out both Gallus boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I wish somebody would permanently take them out, like Paul takes out the trash.
Yeah, I could. And then Gallus cost Wesley the win at one point, and he takes him out with a senton, and then Obafemi gets back in, powerbombs Joe Coffey, and then Wesley is going for his a Meteor off the top rope, and
Caught.
Obafemi just catches him in Meteor position and powerbombs him from that and pins him. So both guys down in the ring, he pins him.
I mean, again, like, yeah, that was pretty cool that he caught him midair, but then he just hits a power. Like, it really feels like he only knows one move.
What do you want him to do?
Everything he does is a powerbomb.
I mean, what do you want him to? Yeah, exactly. What do you want him to do?
Other things, other moves.
Like, he caught the guy, power bomb. I mean, all right. He caught the other guy, power bomb. I mean, he caught these people. I mean, what do you want him to do other than that?
Something else, a suplex, or
you want him to catch him
both at the same time.
Or
he did all those moves that you're saying right now.
a DDT. I don't know. Like, how about a headlock?
I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean,
Kody out here saying more headlocks, please.
Yeah, he wants more Randy Orton.
I do. Randy Orton is a better wrestler than Obafemi.
I don't think anyone's arguing that.
Yeah.
Well, B-Rob doesn't know why people like Randy Orton. He hasn't figured that part out yet.
Well, yeah, he's popular. He does RKO. I get it. I understand.
He also wrestles good.
Yeah. Stomp, headlock, wrestle.
When Obafemi does faces. A Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
There's a company where they do that every match, and that doesn't make anyone good.
Yeah, and you complain about that. So, I mean, what Kody, you just being full of shit.
I'm just saying, the dude, all he does is power bombs. If he was in WWE 2K24, all of his assigned grapple moves would be power bombs, and that's not interesting.
I mean, it's kind of fun.
It is. Yeah, I like it. It fits him. Anyway, speaking of fun and other things, we have Roxanne Perez versus Jordynn Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. My God. Thought I'd never see it.
This didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Like, across the board, this is not the match I was expecting.
So, are you saying that in a like bad way or a good way? I mean,
yeah.
What?
I am. I'm saying it in a bad way and a good way.
Okay. So, was the end result different from what you pictured in your head, is what you're saying?
For sure. Mm-hmm. Roxanne, I thought came off really, really well here.
Yes.
Especially for someone who struggles as a heel. I thought she was excellent. Mm-hmm. And early on, she like took control of the match, which I was not expecting. And then at one point, Jordynn Grace was like bleeding. I don't know from what. Like something got ripped out of her ear or her head.
Probably an earring or something.
Yeah, but she had a good amount of blood going at one point, which got cleared up pretty quick. There was a lot of power moves. Roxanne kicked off a muscle buster at one point.
Yeah.
Which was a hoot. Lots of talk about. There was lots of talk about like people's history in TNA in this match. Like even Booker T was acknowledged as someone who's been a champion in TNA. I thought Booker was really, really good in this match, mainly because you can tell he's proud. He takes credit for any of Roxanne's success. Like it's not her that he's proud of; it's him that he's proud of.
Of course. But yeah, he was inoffensive this whole pay-per-view up until the main event.
Yeah, I found this match to be really good. I was not expecting it to be as 50-50 as it was. I get that you want your people to look good against outsiders. At a certain point, Tatum Paxley shows up to steal the TNA title.
Yeah, and I like how she posed that or whatever. She came out, stared at the NXT title, and was like, "Wait a minute. What's this other thing over here? I'm gonna grab that instead."
Yeah, she's a gold digger. She wants gold belts, And as she's leaving,
oh my
Dana
God.
Brooke shows up, and Dana Brooke, who does not work in this company. Many people forget that because when she did work here, she was never around, and then she'd show up and people didn't know who she was. I did not recognize her at all.
Yes.
That's not, I don't know if that's because there's been a change in her appearance.
Yes.
I think it's because I have not seen her in forever, and she does not stand out as anybody. But
yeah, I have not stopped seeing her since she left this company.
I mean, thankfully, Vic Joseph was like, "That's Dana. I mean, Ash by Elegance."
By Elegance.
Which is a
It's
dumb
weird.
name.
It's weird. It's a whole gimmick over there.
Yeah. But Jordynn Grace caught up, got her belt back, and took out both of them on the ramp. I guess they have a program going on over there.
Yes.
And then got back in the ring, went to do, I think, her finish, which Roxanne reversed into a cutter, and then into pop rocks out of nowhere, like not out of nowhere, but like in quick succession to pick up the 3. And I would have had Jordynn win the title.
Well, I mean, that's all we all want that, but like, nah, you ain't gonna do that.
I thought it would have been a cool thing for her to win the title. They keep doing stuff with TNA people, and everyone is mad at Roxanne for losing the belt to another company.
But I mean, yeah, they can tell that story if, you know, I guess the ties were deeper than what it is or whatever, because it seems like they're just setting up TNA for TNA shit the way this ended. You know, Ash by Elegance showed up because they have a feud with each other over there on their company or whatever. It's not really strengthening the bond between NXT and TNA, really.
Right. It's a safe way out of doing a title change.
Yeah.
Kody, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was good. I do think that Roxanne Perez is a terrible heel. And I don't really understand why you would book the outsider as the baby face. Yeah. Doesn't really make any sense.
Because she's heckin' cool.
Yeah.
She is. I agree. But like, from a logical standpoint,
there's no logic in wrestling. Stop that.
She's an outsider. She's coming in and trying to steal like this brand's title.
Well, she didn't come in with hostile intent, and plus their general manager booked that match. She didn't come in here and demand it.
That's true. This is on Ava.
Yeah,
sure.
So, I mean, what the fuck?
I know,
you
it
want,
just
man?
felt like the wrong dynamic. I feel like Jordynn Grace makes more sense as a heel, and Roxanne makes far more sense as a babyface. As performers, but also as the roles in this story. And I felt like that kind of hurt the match a little bit. And then all the shenanigans at the end were silly. I especially didn't like Dana Brooke showing up and Vic Joseph being like, "That's Dana. I mean Ash."
Yeah. This is kind of like his second semi oopsie thing or whatever, because like the last time he did the AEW thing.
Why can't he just say that's Dana Brooke, but she goes by Ash by Elegance now? Like, just say it. You don't gotta be
the
cute
artist
with it.
formerly known as Dana Brooke.
Yeah, for legal reasons, she's no longer Dana Brooke. It happens to be our legal reasons, but
you know, so like I enjoyed the match. I just, it felt right. It felt like it fit here or whatever. Like, you know, she really belongs in this company, which, you know, we might not be too far off from.
I'm sure that's on the horizon.
Speaking of on the horizon, we have the main event. We have Trick Williams, the defending champion, against Ethan All Ego Page for the NXT Championship. Now, Kody, you had some thoughts about this match that I am very interested to hear about.
Really? Because I almost have no thoughts. This was very bland.
What? Okay. I redact my statement. Paul, you might have had some interesting thoughts about this match. Do you have any?
I don't think it was bland, that's for sure. But I thought it was another very safe match. I thought Ethan Page looked like a star here. I
thought he fit well as well.
But he didn't feel like, oh, just another NXT guy. He really felt like someone. I mean, he felt like a guy who's been doing this for a while, which he is. But it was noticeable. Like, he was extremely good. The stuff that he did made a lot of sense. They kicked off the match like high impact, no grappling, just straight into fighting. And he got Trick Williams on the ground quick for some some ground and pounding. I thought he felt like he belonged, and he looked. I thought he stood out in a really, really good way, and I think it's good that they signed him. Like, I think he's only going to improve from here. And he was great here, but the match itself, it almost felt like just get to the finish because I want to see if something happens here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like the drawback to this thing, to where everybody had these high intentions of, some TNA presence or crossover, and they thought it was going to probably be involved in either the last match or this match, to where we got a small tidbit in the last match, but this match we got nothing.
Yeah, but I also thought the finish was the wrong choice. Like, unless I don't know how you get him back into the title picture now, unless he's just an annoyance, but he's already worked himself into an angle with the metaphor, so that's not happening. So
yeah, and then like I said, they still had that contract shenanigans that they didn't really delve in deeper to, so I think he could get some comeback that way. But I mean, I don't know, like you were saying with that metaphor stuff, because he's already been attacked twice in hindsight from his original attacks, so that'll probably be some more week-to-week shit that we'll see unfold.
Yeah.
Also, his theme music is terrible.
I thought it was pretty decent. It sounded like music that belonged to him versus, everything else that I hear that comes out of this music department.
It's the same Def Rebel crap. That's just.
It reminded me of EC3 though.
It's just like tagline and then generic shit. It says all ego at the beginning, and then
I am very tired.
I'm getting sick of it.
Catchphrase at the beginning or someone's name, then music.
It could be better, but regardless, I think theme songs is probably the least of NXT's worries right now. I thought coming out of this, we were going to have a lot more to talk about in terms of like, wow, I can't believe they put the belt on Jordynn Grace. That's crazy. I thought we were going to be like, wow, Ethan Page is champ. But this was a really safe show. Like
Nothing happened.
They made no interesting decisions. It was just in and out, no changes.
I did like this show. I'll be honest. I thought from pretty much top to bottom, it was either boring or just uninspiring. It felt like an episode of NXT. Like it did not feel like
it felt way better than an episode.
I mean, great. Like yes, because we didn't have to deal with like
you don't have all
shitty,
the filler.
Yeah, there was no acting that Chase U wasn't there.
Shitty porn level acting segments, but like wrestling wise, like it just felt like TV wrestling. It didn't feel like a big premium live event. It didn't like nothing of consequence happened. Like this is the most skippable premium live event of the year. Like nothing worth going out of your way to watch. Nothing consequential. I mean, besides crowning a new champion at the start of the show, like sure, that'll be remembered because it's a first. But other than that, there's nothing here. And I think having Ethan Page lose in the main event was 100% the wrong call. Because now he's just a guy there. He's gonna fall to the wayside. He's not gonna feel special anymore.
Yeah,
and they really had a chance to make him special.
I think that was the wrong call for sure.
Yep.
I think I feel the same way, except I enjoyed the show. Like I didn't hate any of the matches. I thought it was a fun watch, but it's not something I'll ever go back and be like reminiscing about. It's kind of over for me. Like it's done. Not gonna go back and watch it. Nothing happened.
Yeah. More or less. I mean, other than the main event, the outcome of that. I mean,
Well,
that's probably the only thing I would change.
We might all go back and watch Sexy Red, the host of the show,
Nah,
do all of the hosting that she does. She kicked off the show by welcoming people and then twerking. And then later she met up with Lola Vice and said, "Would you like to twerk?" And they twerked together. And then at the end of the show, she came out and tried to take Trick Williams' belt with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. They didn't do any like post-match stuff. Like they set up kind of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were going to get the little, bug in the corner that they have and then tease you that the show was over and something would happen, but not the case.
Yeah. I mean, Wesley did get jumped in the back after the match.
Oh boy. Tune in
By
Tuesday
Gallus.
to see Wesley and Gallus continue their feud.
Well, I mean, and this goes on with the more TNA crossover speculation or whatever, that Wesley will receive help from his former teammates in the Rascals who currently reside in TNA.
Do you think they've forgiven him yet? I bet they have.
Probably.
They've hired worse people.
Yeah. I mean, he got fired over a picture and not the allegations.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dumb picture, but I think he probably recognizes that it was a dumb picture too.
Mm-hmm.
Because wasn't it an old photo?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like a recent, I'm doing
it was-
Hitler and posting it.
Yeah, it was like almost in
And I think we should probably clarify what doing a Hitler is, because Hitler did a lot of things. This was just shaving and posting a picture.
Yeah, it's just like if you've had a lot of facial hair and you just decided to get rid of it, who among us haven't done a freaking silly shave face? I've done the Hogan mustache before.
I have never done a Hitler.
I've done it unintentionally to where like, ugh,
I did try to do one of those nasty Jeff Hardy beards that he had like lines at one point.
Oh, the Lexus King?
No. No, that looks like he Sharpied it on. Jeff Hardy's looked cool, but he was Jeff Hardy, not a fat college kid who was, had a messy face.
Yeah. So to kind of bundle up all this NXT TNA crap or whatever, last week on their this past week on their television programming, there was nothing of consequence. There was I don't think any references or whatnot other than, Jordynn Grace coming over having a match. There was nothing else beyond that. Their pay-per-view that they're having, I think, is Against All Odds. Is coming up this coming weekend or whatever. So a lot of people are waiting to see if there's going to be some more shenanigans.
Well, Jordynn Grace is doing an open challenge, which I assume,
Yes,
based on what happened tonight, will be answered by Tatum Paxley.
Could be.
Who's walking out with the title?
The winner.
The one who walks in with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yep,
Well,
that's about it.
That's it. You guys want to twerk?
Yeah, let's do it right now. Just my cheeks.
We're all twerking.
I just made a clap for you. But join us next week for another edition of Didn't Get All of It at our normal time, Friday mornings. And you should just subscribe all over on your favorite podcasting app like you've done if you're hearing this already. And don't forget about our Patreon. Go to fatal4pod.com to get more information on that. $3 a month goes a long way. It helps us support the show. And you get exclusive access to our Discord where, that's well worth the price of admission. I mean, we have all the fun and shenanigans over there. Also, I like to throw out there as well, if you follow us on social media, I believe if you follow me on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you call it, @It'sBRob, I have it pinned as one of my posts. There is a free version of the Discord that you can join without being a part of the Patreon. So we encourage you all to come over to check that out. We use that portion as well, but you get more exclusive content if you join that Patreon. Once again, look up our Patreon on fatal4pod.com. That's FOUR pod.com. So Until next time, I've been your boy, Rob. And joining me, Paul Griffin and Kody and Noah is here spiritually. We'll see you next time.